Yeah, so, that was fun, but, something that wasn't fun was the scare and the around 12 hours of TikTok being banned, man. I don't know where you were, but let me tell you, it was not a fun time.
Yeah, man. Literally, like I thought it was so weird that they banned it at like 11:30
Yeah,
before the 19th.
yeah.
Like it was like on the 18th it got banned. I thought that was a little fishy. Like if it was gonna be banned, like it was like 11:53 or like
Hmm.
when I saw it at least. But I think it was
Yeah.
like out before that. It started at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it was right around then because I remember me and Taylor were watching, the games on Saturday night and then we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
And she was on her phone doing something else. And then, yeah, I went on TikTok around, for me, I think it was right around 10:30, 10:40, and it says, you can no longer use this app. And I was like, uh-oh, Taylor. And she's like, no, no, no. And then she went on and said the same thing for her. And it was just so weird. Everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of the Two Man Podcast. Carl, how we doing on this cold weekend
Dude,
or week?
really chilly. I'm really chilling, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I'm doing great, man. How about you?
I'm doing good myself, besides the possibility that the heat in my apartment isn't working. So at any moment, the maintenance guy could walk in this door, but we're going to record all status quo here.
Honestly, if he comes in, you need to get him on the mic. You have to
I'll
be like,
say,
hey,
yeah,
say hi to the Two Man Podcast.
yeah, say hi to the podcast. Please diagnose the problem in front of all the viewers we have. Maybe it can help someone else out there who's dealing with
Dude,
cold feet like
honestly,
myself.
I'm telling you, the people in Frankfurt would love that content.
I think
They would
they
love it.
absolutely would. I think they absolutely would. But besides the maintenance man coming, Carl, why don't you let everyone know what we have lined up for this episode?
All right, everybody, we got a good episode for you guys. At first, me and Tyler were going through what to talk about. We're like, what's going on in the world? Next thing you know, we got a jam-packed episode for you guys.
Absolutely.
So, basically, we're gonna start off with two trips Tyler and I took. So two man, two trips. And then we are going to then talk a little TikTok being banned.
Hmm.
Because it was banned for I think less than 20 hours.
Yep.
And then we're gonna talk some football. We got a lot of crazy playoff games and kind of just recap everything and see what we think for the future. And then finally, we are going to talk about, Captain America, Brave New World coming out in less than 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then finally, we got a good game for you guys.
Yep.
A little start bench cut, go back to our roots. We got to do at least one of these a year. So let's
Exactly.
fucking do it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Carl, how about you get us started and just tell us all about your little ski trip you had?
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about my ski trip. It was a good time, man. It was my first of the season. I actually got the pleasure of teaching your sister, Tyler.
I heard.
I know she said that, you guys haven't been in a while,
Yep.
since like you guys were kids. So kind of, having to teach somebody, how to re-ride a bike. But it was a lot of fun, man. We went for skiing for 2 days.
Hmm.
Um, the first day was a lot of basically me being ski instructor Carl. I do have a one gripe. I don't know if Sam's friends are going to be listening to this podcast.
Mm.
But my one gripe was I was like literally the only guy helping all these girls down the mountain.
Really?
Because like we went and there was like two of the other boyfriends were there,
Of course.
and Sam had another friend there,
Hmm.
and it was like 8 girls and like 4 guys. All the other guys disappeared, and it's like me and these 8 girls that don't know how to ski, like trying to pick them up down and off the mountain.
What
I was like,
assholes.
what the actual fuck? I was
Yeah.
pissed. And I was like, you should be mad at your boyfriends for not helping you. I was like,
Literally.
what's going on here?
Literally. Good guy Carl should not be the only one out there helping everyone out.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I gotta say, my students for the day, my ski students, did a fantastic job.
Good.
Um, Jill and Sam really kind of killed it.
Nice.
They did a really great job, and everybody else, all Sam's other friends, they didn't catch on as fast. But they did finally all ended up having a good time. That's what it's about. Courtney also went with us, and what was really funny was basically I my jacket broke while I was skiing, so I had to buy a new jacket, which
No
was like
way.
very sad.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
so but it broke like during everybody breaking to get food, so I didn't get to like eat food. I had like one chicken tender that Jill had left over.
Nice.
So basically when everybody was like done for the day, it was like the mountain closed at like 4 and it was like 2:30.
Hmm.
Everybody else was like, all right, we're done for the day. And so me and Courtney were like, all right, let's get like a actual some runs in.
Yeah.
So it was good. We had like at least like 2 hours to like get some actual like, like skiing in instead of like having to like, pick up people or whatever.
Hmm.
And I had a bunch of nips in my backpack that I had not taken yet.
Here
So
we
I
go.
slammed like 4 or 5 nips,
Oh,
like
jeez.
on the ski lift going up. I instantly got like
Oh,
so
yeah.
drunk.
Here.
And dude, it was such a good time. Like
Hmm.
I like to ski, but I don't like to ski like really drunk, and I was definitely over my level of where I should have been.
I imagine.
And I was going down, chilling, have not fallen all day,
Hmm.
and they have like the snow machines on to put more snow towards the end of the day, just so
Mm.
it's like not like skiing on ice.
Nice.
That's like always like the worst part is like when you're towards the end of the day and everything's all iced over from everybody, kind of going back and forth.
Wearing it down and stuff, yeah.
Where exactly. So it was nice that they had the machines on, but like I go through like this one like machine, I can't really see anything, and it was ice right in front of me. Dude, I took the craziest fall, like just down the mountain. Courtney has this picture of me. I'm just like literally sprayed out
Dude, I
on the
saw that
floor.
picture. I was dying because I remember on the episode before you went, we were joking around. I was saying, "Oh, you're gonna take the videos everyone takes, when they're taking nips, with just their
Yep,
mouths
yep.
up on the ski lift." And I saw that picture with the caption that just happened to say, 9 nips in, blah blah blah, and I was
Yep.
just like, "Nice, good. I'm glad to see he took it to another level and took it serious. All these nips on the mountain
So what
and
was what was so
great."
funny about that is like right before that, I was like, I'm the happiest I've ever been. Woo! And I fucking fall face first and literally just like dragged myself 40 yards down the
Yeah.
mountain. Oh, it
That.
was so funny, dude. I fell on my wrist though,
Ooh.
and my wrist still is like kind of like fugazi since. But we're thriving. We're thriving out here. Like even holding this pen right now kind of hurts, but
Yeah, hey, you just got to rehab it back. I'm glad to hear it was a
yeah,
good time, but you had a tough combination there. I mean, no food, burning calories, high altitude.
yeah.
I mean, you were destined for
I
greatness if
was
you.
destined for greatness and failure all at the same time.
Exactly, exactly. But I do applaud my sister because I talked to her about the trip. I mean, I usually when people ask me to go on ski trips all the time, I always just say no. Because
Yeah,
one, I don't know how to ski and I don't want to rent and I don't want to do all this stuff. I know there's other stuff to do, but I always just flat out say no. So
yeah.
props to her and anyone
No,
else
she did a
who
good job,
went.
man. She did a good job.
Yeah.
And now that I got her to go, I got to do some street ski instructor Carl to you next. So,
Yeah, I mean, like you said, me and her used to go when we were younger with our family, so maybe it will be like riding a bike. I'll still kind of have a little muscle memory there, so hopefully it won't be too bad, but it's gonna take a lot to get me up there.
I'll try and get you up there. I'll convince Taylor first, and then that's when I think it'll
Yeah,
really go.
maybe
I'll be
you
like
might be
I'll
able
be
to
like, yo,
convince her.
Taylor. Yeah, I can convince Taylor. I think I
Yeah,
think that's my
yeah,
next goal.
yeah. Give
But
it a shot.
n enough about my trip. Tell us about your trip, Tyler. You going big Broadway guy over here?
Yes, yes. Me and Taylor, we went to see Hamilton on Broadway, which is, kind of a dream of ours for some time now. We've always talked about it. Ever since it dropped on Disney Plus, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we've probably watched it like 10, 15 times. We just love it so much. Even sometimes in the car, we just listen to the playlist. Like we're just big Hamilton fans. And, for anyone that doesn't know, it's really just about like the American Revolution kind of time around the, 1780s and early 1800s, stuff like that. And, we always wanted to go to it. So Taylor surprised me, got it for my birthday. So it was kind of a gift for her as well. It was a
Ha, how sweet.
yeah, it was a birthday and Christmas gift for me, and it was great. We ended up getting a hotel right by Times Square, which is really nice as well. So the lights are just so bright.
That's sick.
And we went to this place too, the Eat Before. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's kind of like a little viral on TikTok, but I think it's popular before that too. It's a dumpling place. It's called Din Tai Fung. I
Oh
don't know.
yes, I have seen that on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's really cool. It's like authentic dumpling cuisine, if you will. I don't know what the proper words. I don't want to mess up, but yeah. So we had like cucumber salads and shrimp fried rice and different kinds of dumplings and stuff. And they teach you like the proper way to eat it because it's like soup dumplings. So you have like the little spoon and stuff, and you're supposed to poke it, and then the soup comes out. You slurp up the soup, and then you eat the dumpling. I don't
Oh
know. That was
shit.
just like the way they had. And then for dessert was one of the greatest dumplings I had. It was like a chocolate filled dumpling. So it was like a specialty dumpling, and
That sounds
it was
amazing.
so delicious. And it was like one of those places where like it's hard to get a reservation. Like Taylor was looking for weeks,
That's
and
crazy.
one just happened to pop up at the bar, but it wasn't like a normal bar where you're all
Yeah, it's like a nice
crowded.
bar. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was like a nice bar top, and you got in there, you checked off everything you wanted to get, you gave it to your waiter or waitress, and they bring everything out. And yeah, no, it was delicious. If you like that kind of food, and it's definitely a big place, so I definitely would say check it out. I don't know if you remember this place. It used to be Mars 2112.
Wait, yeah. I
Did
never
you?
went there, but like
I never I never
why do I
went there
know of
either.
that place?
It was a famous place because it literally looked
Yeah.
like you were Mars. Taylor asked me the same question, and I said I never went there because when we took our city trips for elementary school, we had that option, but that didn't
Yeah.
win for my
That's
grade at least.
why. Yeah. We ended up going, I think my group ended up going somewhere else, like some other like Planet Hollywood, I think
Yeah,
we ended up
also
going
didn't
to.
go to that. We went to Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know how that won. It was like the worst place ever.
That's crazy.
It was either Mars 2112,
You had a
Planet
weird
Hollywood, or Jekyll and Hyde. I
you had a
definitely
weird
didn't vote
group.
for Jekyll and Hyde, but that won, and it stunk. Anyway,
Oh, I'm
yeah, no.
dead,
So
bro.
anyone who knows this was the old Mars 2112 place, I definitely recommend if you're trying to take a trip down by Times Square and stuff. Check this place out if you like
Yeah,
that kind of food. It was good,
yeah,
and then
like
yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah, so it was
I've
cool. And then I felt so bad. We had to walk down like stairs to get to this door. And of course we walk down the stairs and it says like don't use this entrance, use the other entrance. We're like, of course. So now it's cold, icy. We got to walk back up the stairs. I turned to look at the other staircase because I hear people talking. So I turned quickly. One of her friends completely fell. This girl completely fell on the stairs. I was like, "Hey Taylor, let's walk slowly up the
I'm
stairs."
fucking dead, bro.
And then she's like, "Yeah, no, I'll be careful." And I was like, "All right, good, good, good." And then she's like, we get inside. I was like, "I told you to be careful because some girl absolutely ate it on the other stairs, and all her friends were checking on her." I was like, "Yeah,"
So
but
funny, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
I know. I felt
that
so
poor
bad. It
girl.
was just some ice cold cement stairs. Oh man, that had to leave a
Uh,
mark.
how was the
But
show itself, man?
the show itself was great. Obviously, it was different actors and actresses from the TV version, if you will, that they
Yeah.
recorded for Disney Plus. But we had great seats. It was nice being in the theater. It was nice seeing, people act, and all, even just the side characters, the main characters, just the whole ensemble. It's so cool, honestly, being to a show. I haven't been to too many in my life, but when I do and see shows on Broadway, I definitely recommend them as well because
Yeah,
they're
I
so
would love to go
cool.
back to one. I've honestly haven't been since I went in elementary school to go see Wicked.
Really.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen a few in my life. I've seen like Lion King, I've seen Wicked, Beauty and the Beast, we saw Aladdin. So I've seen a few, but I mean Hamilton was just so cool to see because I just love the
Yeah.
whole story. Because it has a lot to do with history. And that was fun. And then yeah, that was the rest of the city for us. And then we just chilled and headed back on Sunday and here I am.
That's dope, bro. That's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I recommend doing that. I just love going to the city, especially at night when we're walking back at like after the show at like 10:40, 11 o'clock. Times Square is just lit up and everything.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's really nice. So,
No, dude, that's electric, man. I love the city. I think it's so pretty,
mm,
especially when you go at night. It's such a good time, man. Such a good time.
yeah, exactly. And plus I know, there's always some bad things going on in the news, but if you just kind of be aware of your surroundings and you stay close to where you have to be, it's a good time.
Yeah, especially too, I feel like around that area, like it's like there's enough like police present.
Yeah, so, that was fun, but, something that wasn't fun was the scare and the around 12 hours of TikTok being banned, man. I don't know where you were, but let me tell you, it was not a fun time.
Yeah, man. Literally, like I thought it was so weird that they banned it at like 11:30
Yeah.
before the 19th.
Yeah.
Like it was like on the 18th it got banned. I thought that was a little fishy. Like if it was gonna be banned, like it was like 11:53 or like
Hmm.
when I saw it at least. But I think it was
Yeah.
like out before that. It started at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah. It was right around then because I remember me and Taylor were watching, the games on Saturday night and then we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
And she was on her phone doing something else. And then, yeah, I went on TikTok around, for me, I think it was right around 10:30, 10:40, and it says, you can no longer use this app. And I was like, uh-oh, Taylor. And she's like, no, no, no. And then she went on and said the same thing for her. And it was just so weird and kind of annoying because, yeah, they kept saying the 19th. And then there was rumors that you would still maybe be able to use it on the 20th, but no new, clips would be uploaded. So you eventually would just run out of media to view.
Yeah.
So then for it all of a sudden on the 18th at night to just go black was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was weird, man. It was so strange.
Yeah, it was so weird. And I remember I woke up Sunday, and one of the first things I do, which is probably a bad habit, is obviously look on TikTok. And yeah, Taylor left to go out, and I was like, oh, let me watch TikTok for a few minutes. I went, doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just do something else. And then, yeah, just a few times throughout the day, I didn't even realize how much I use it. Going to the bathroom while I'm making
Yeah,
breakfast, doing something. That might have been the worst one.
that's where it was the killer. It's like literally like when you have to go to the bathroom, like that was my newspaper, you
Yeah,
know?
literally.
That was my newspaper. Like our grandparents back in the day go to the bathroom, they sit down, they take
With
the
the
newspaper.
newspaper. Yeah, you're
Us,
right.
it's my phone. It's
Dude,
like Instagram, TikTok, like
I
it
know.
was rough. It
It
was
was
rough.
it was real rough. And I mean, I'm the definition of an iPad kid. Taylor makes fun of me all the
Definition
time.
of an iPad kid, I'm dead.
Dude, it's like your prototypical, like as soon as I go brush my teeth, I throw on a video. As soon as I'm making breakfast, I need a podcast on. If I'm just doing stuff around the house, I need a podcast or a video on. Like I cannot not have media on. It's actually probably a terrible habit to have. So as soon as TikTok went black for me, I was just like, I had other sources to take that in, but I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Sitting here. And, I'm glad to see. I remember just sitting there on Sunday and I saw a random tweet that said TikTok was back up, but I don't know what comes of it now. Is the ban
Um,
then done?
I don't know.
Are
I
we
think they
good?
extended it 90 days. I think that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
It is currently extended for 90 days until they can figure out if somebody's gonna end up buying it or whatever.
Hmm.
We talked about it last time that, Mr. Wonderful was thinking about, buying it.
Yeah.
I've seen now Mr. Beast apparently has
Yeah.
billionaires like lined up to buy this app.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see why people want to keep it going. So many different like small businesses rely on
Yeah.
it, and plus it makes a lot of people money a year. Like it's another source of revenue that like, podcasters, like that.
So many people. Yeah.
So many people literally made careers off of TikTok.
No,
So,
exactly. And it was so funny. I don't know if you were watching the trends of all these people kind of spilling their tea before TikTok went black. I thought that was such a dumb trend.
yeah, well, I thought that was so dumb because I, my funniest thing is the one of the girls that I follow, she was Taya Miller on TikTok.
Okay.
She like is like a movie person, and she was like all watching all these people look at me differently after I exposed all my secrets online. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like you still have social media. Like
That's what
TikTok
I'm
wasn't
saying.
TikTok wasn't your only source of revenue. Yes, it was your highest one, but
Yeah.
like why are you doing that?
I thought the same thing. Like people like I know Taylor was telling me that there was this one girl who was like a workout influencer and she would post workouts recommended for everybody to try. It's one she did.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, like before TikTok went got banned, she said, "Oh yeah, I never did those workouts at all. Like I don't know if they work or not." And then she comes back and everyone's like, "What the hell was that?" Like for you to build a whole platform, and like you said, I know TikTok was the most popular. So many people owned it and watched it and got media or news or tips and tricks from that. But still needed to be able to promote this stuff on probably Instagram or
Yeah,
YouTube or
and
wherever
other
else you were going
other
to go.
sources. Yeah.
If you're saying this on TikTok, why do you think people are still going to follow you on Instagram and YouTube and
Did
trust
she
you? I
did she
didn't
end
get
up
it.
losing a lot of like followers?
I don't know. I haven't really followed up since, but
Yeah, I need to know. You need to come back next podcast and let us know.
I'll come back. I'm sure some people listening will know exactly who I'm talking about. I don't know who it was, but yeah, no, it was sad. I'm glad it's back. And listen, whether you
Yeah,
guys have conspiracies of who bought it and bands getting extended or who's gonna buy it, listen, I don't care what kind of spyware it is. They can see that I'm watching the Basement Yard clips, making clips
yep,
for the Two
yep,
Man
yep.
podcast. I'm doing no nefarious work on here. And if you want anything on my phone, there's not much. You can have
Take it all.
you can
Take
have
it.
my screenshots of random tweets and stuff like that. I don't have much to offer. You can look at it.
I mean, it's not like banking information's on your phone at all, you
No,
know.
exactly. Yeah. Who needs my $10?
My $10. Who needs this crap?
Yeah, who needs it? Look at some other phones, man. Let me enjoy my TikTok time while I can. But I'm glad it's back. I'm hoping it doesn't just randomly go black again
Yeah,
because
I don't
I'm
think
enjoying it.
so. I think somebody now is going to end up buying it.
Yeah.
Think I could see Mr. Beast doing it. I feel like that he's just like a man who literally gets anything done.
Yeah.
Like
Whoa.
he's fed more people, like he's like done all these crazy things on TikTok, like YouTube.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get it done. Either him or like Mr. Wonderful, who
I think
knows?
they have to put a little package together because it's a lot of money. I know we talked
I
about
mean,
it
I can
last
only
time.
imagine how much money it is.
Yeah, I remember we looked
Like,
at it last time. It was a lot of money I think they would sell it for.
yeah.
And plus, they know how desperate people in America are for it, so they kind of have the upper
They
hand.
need to like come up with a deal where like just like the servers don't go to China and
Mm,
like the people who own TikTok, I guess these like the Chinese CEO or whatever it is, like
hmm.
they just need to make a deal like where you guys can still be involved with it, but like we just can't have all the US information going to your servers. And like that's really all it needs to be. Like you
Yeah.
can still have a piece of it, like you can still have some ownership in it, but like majority ownership needs to go back to US stockholders.
No,
Like,
I agree. I agree.
yeah.
So that's above our pay grade. Like I said,
Yeah.
I can offer $10 in to a team if
I
they
can
want to put
offer ten
together.
dollars.
If they want to put the team together, I'll put my $10 in, but
Yo,
that's about
get
it.
me on the team, man. I'll give you $10 too, man.
There we go. Listen, $20 from the Two Man Podcast.
Twenty
You can
dollars,
thank us
$20.
later for this big pitch.
Yeah, no problem, guys. We are now the new CEOs of TikTok. You're
Yep.
welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome for bringing it back, and keep making your content. And I'll keep buying stuff off the TikTok shop for cheap because a lot of their products are good.
Dude, a lot of great products on the TikTok shop. A lot of great products. That's what I kept seeing people being upset about was like
Mhm.
all these people that bought shit to sell on the TikTok market are gonna go out of business.
I know.
They
I
were
saw
like,
so many people
they're
having
gonna go
like flash.
bankrupt.
Yeah, I saw so many people
Yeah.
having flash sales. They were like, "Hey, I have 700 items of this certain inventory. You need to buy this now because how else am I going to sell it?" So. Uh,
Oh, it's crazy, bro. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was crazy, but how about we talked about it a little bit as well. This weekend we were watching some football games. So how about we
Hell
get
yeah,
into a
baby.
little bit about the divisional rounds and a sneak peek at the conference games?
Yeah, man. Dude, I gotta say, most of the games went like pretty much how I expected they were gonna go.
Yeah,
The that last game, man, the Chiefs, sorry, not Chiefs, the Bills, Ravens game did not
yeah,
disappoint. It lived up to all the
yeah.
expectations. Lamar and Josh Allen were great.
Hmm.
It was really a heartbreaker seeing Mark Andrews drop that ball.
I know.
Um, last like last couple seconds of the game, the 2-point conversion to tie the game. Who knows if he caught that ball, what would have happened?
I know, I know. I saw a lot of people talking about, well, Josh Allen had plenty of time to go down and get a field goal, a touchdown. Very
Yeah,
possible, but I would have at least liked to seen that. The fact that
yeah, that's what
Mark
I'm
Andrews
saying.
dropped that ball. I mean, and some people blame Lamar. I think it's just Lamar haters. That ball hit him in the hands. I
I mean,
don't
that
really
ball hit
want to
him in
hear
the
it.
hands. I mean, I don't honestly, I just feel bad because like the way he turned, it looked like it was a tough catch. Yes, should he
Yes.
have caught it?
Yeah.
100%. But it wasn't an easy play. Like people are
Hmm.
making it seem like he was like literally standing in the end zone.
True.
And like he was trying to catch it while turning back the other way. Like he
Hmm.
turned the wrong way. He should have turned like left. Instead,
Yeah.
he had to turn like all the way around to get
Hmm.
to the ball.
Yep.
Like
No.
it was tough.
uh,
It was a tough play, but He should have probably caught it.
I think, yeah, I think so. But I mean, hey, shout out to Bills Mafia, who I just saw
Yeah,
as of
bro.
this morning, the price raised, they have raised 60 million, 60 million, 60,000. What was
How's
that last night?
60,000?
Yeah,
I don't
you're
know.
right. $60,000
Yeah.
for a charity Mark Andrews, I think, supports and stuff like that for dropping
Yeah,
it. Bills
they're
Mafia just
undefeated,
always
man.
comes through.
They're
They're crazy.
undefeated. Yeah.
I wish I could
It,
switch to Bills fans, man, to be a Bills
yeah.
fan.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't so freaking cold up there,
Yeah,
like I think there would be a lot more fans, but
yeah,
I think it's just like the fact that they have to shovel out their own stadium for like
yeah.
events like this is just insane, dude.
I know.
It's just crazy.
I know. It's so cool. But yeah, no, that game was definitely the grand finale. It was, the most exciting. But I think really, obviously, the real shocker was how the Commanders handled the Lions.
Dude, 100%. I can't believe how high scoring that game was.
I know. Like, listen, I know. I mean, I feel for the Lions because I
I
believe they
feel for the
had
Lions, yeah.
16 guys on the IR, season-ending IR.
Yeah.
So they were putting a lot of pieces together because they had a lot of depth. They had a great coaching staff that just knew how to coach the certain guys. But it just eventually fell apart because you can only put so many band-aids, kind of on the sinking ship, if you will.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it was defender after defender getting hurt. Every single game I turned on, especially in the playoffs, two, three guys were out for the game on the
Yeah.
defense. So you can only have so much depth until, you run into the red hot Commanders and Jaden Daniels, who is
Yeah, dude.
unbelievable.
He's really him, man. Like he
Yeah.
really is just like showing like how great of a pick he was.
Hmm.
Like and then now there's like all these clips coming out. Like I saw the Giants one of the sons of the GM was like trade up for Jaden Daniels like a year before he was about to go into the
Hmm.
draft. Like all these things coming out like, from people being like, "Oh, we should have traded up for him."
Yeah.
And then even like the Bears like, being like maybe we should have taken him instead of Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Now, I think it'd be worse for the Bears because I hate that argument, like the Giants getting so much crap for Saquon and for not trading
Yeah.
up. Because one, I don't think the Commanders would have accepted that trade because
Nah,
now
definitely not.
they would have had to play against Jaden Daniels for 10 years instead of have him for
Yeah.
10 years. And two, the Saquon thing, listen, the Eagles just have the best offensive line in the league. The
Yeah.
Giants don't have that good of an offensive line. Saquon's not doing 2,000 yards with the Giants.
No.
So,
I don't think if he went anywhere else he's doing 2,000 yards,
no.
you know? Cuz like Saquon's a beast, but like
Hmm.
it really ends up, football is a big scheme and like guess like team like built around you kind of sport to succeed.
Yeah.
It's a very rare like in a position like where you can be, a quarterback and kind of just like stat like pack yourself, but
Yeah.
it's really hard.
No, exactly. But, kind of speaking of Saquon, just looking at the Eagles game and the Rams game, I mean, that was an exciting game as well
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams kept it close a little bit at the end, but they just couldn't overcome their fumbles and turnovers in the game.
Yeah,
And
it was rough.
that whole offense just rallies around Saquon.
Yeah, they really do, man. I mean, listen, I understand. Like he's such a good tool to have. I mean, we saw
Hmm.
when he was on the Giants, like watching all those games, like if it wasn't for him, like the offense just was stagnant. Like,
Hmm.
but the threat of him being able to run off an 80 bomb run like he
Yeah.
did, I think he had two 80-yard runs that
Yeah,
last
something
game.
right around there. Yeah.
Yeah. And like just like the threat of that, it just like makes your offense just flow so much better.
I know, and I'm not a Jalen Hurts hater by any means, but that offense, I think Saquon should have a lot of votes for MVP
Yeah.
because that offense without Saquon, I don't know where they would be because if he doesn't run, easier said than done, but all you have to do is just stop him from running one off for 70, 80 yards and you kind of stop that offense. Again,
Yeah.
Saquon's a different breed. He's able to break those and find the open space, but boy, the Eagles without him, I think they would be in a bad, bad place. So they got to
Oh,
be
I
happy they have him.
100% agree, man. Which is why I like the Rams. I feel like it was really, really rough for them to
Hmm.
overcome because that offense was just clicking on all cylinders
Hmm.
last week. And I don't know, man, what's gonna happen. The Commanders are hot.
Yeah,
Eagles are hot. Who would have thought two teams from the NFC East were
I
going to be
know.
facing off against each other?
Awesome.
So many people really thought that it was going to end up just being, Lions versus whoever.
Yeah,
But
I
It's crazy.
I know, I know. And the last game we didn't talk about was the first game of the weekend was Chiefs Texans.
Oh yeah,
Game was a little
exactly.
better than I thought. I mean, the score kind
Yeah,
of didn't really reflect how the game flowed. I feel, at least at one point for most of the game, the Texans led in every offensive category, but they
yeah,
were still down by 11 at one point, and it was just so weird. And obviously, as always, a couple controversial calls came out of the game. Mahomes
yeah.
getting some special treatment, as always, and it was. I think the biggest takeaway for me for that game was not even just the game itself, but finally hearing the announcers and some players from the Texans after the game call out the refs and these controversial calls.
Yeah,
Regardless if you think they were good or bad calls, you usually don't hear the announcers or players really say it. So I was shocked about that.
yeah, I thought that was crazy too. I mean, I saw a couple of the guys on WFAN talking about like how like they were like, oh, Mahomes was flopping, blah blah blah, and it was like they were like, the reason why he's able to do that though is because the league allows it. Like he's like,
Hmm.
if the league didn't allow that, perhaps like if the officials didn't allow for something like that,
Yeah.
or like the rules didn't allow for that, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then when he did like flop or whatever, he like would at least get penalized for it. But there's no
Hmm.
rule in doing so. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought it was, I guess, to show a flaw in like the rule making.
Hmm.
Um, but I think the Chiefs were winning that game regardless,
Oh
man.
yeah.
I mean, Travis Kelsey looked like he finally had an insane game.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been like stagnant all year. He's kind of
Hmm.
just hasn't been great. He's just been like mediocre.
Hmm.
But he's kind of showed off that game. Kind of non-football related, something that kind of I have a gripe against. Not
Hmm.
a gripe, but I think it's kind of crazy. Did you see that like Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift were sitting together at the game?
I did.
I just think that is just so unbelievably insane, right?
Yeah.
You're Caitlin Clark. You were in college, right? Before you popped off and became like probably the most popular like female athlete in the
Hmm.
world. I would say she's definitely up there. I don't know
Yeah.
who you would put above her, but
She's
she's
up there.
definitely one of the probably the most popular female athlete at the moment.
Yeah.
And like who would have thought that like you would be sitting in a box at a Chiefs game with Taylor Swift?
I know. And it
I
all,
just
yeah.
think it's crazy. I
Yeah,
just
I
think
think it
that's
all
so
happened so
crazy.
fast. Like you said, she was literally playing in college like a year ago, year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And then now, yeah, she got drafted. She kind of led the Fever to a better season. And then she was also on New Heights like a couple weeks ago.
That
And then boom, next thing you
so
go.
that's what I thought was maybe the connection and why they probably ended up sitting next to each other because she was on New Heights, so she
Yeah.
was probably like, "Oh, like you're friends with Travis, like come sit with me."
Hmm.
But I just thought it was just such like not like a weird thing to see, but I was just like the celebrity world is just crazy. You can
Hmm.
go from like just being some average Joe playing college basketball,
I know.
and then you become, insane at college basketball,
Hmm.
and then now you're sitting in a booth with literally the most famous woman in the world. I would say Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who's more famous than Taylor Swift.
No.
So
Yeah. I
I
think
just thought it was just a crazy
I
concept.
know, I know. When the camera switched to them, I couldn't believe Caitlin Clark was there. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. That I'm sure Travis, yeah, and Jason might have hooked that up a little bit to help, and she got to probably meet. I'm sure she was a fan and probably still is a fan of Taylor Swift. So,
No, 100%, 100%. But that's just like so
oh
like such
yeah,
a cool thing what fame brings you.
no, I
So
know.
when I become famous, who
Yes,
do I want to meet? Um, I don't know. I would hopefully Zendaya. That'd be pretty cool.
that'd be a pretty cool one.
Um,
Be in a box with
um,
them.
yeah, maybe Haley Steinfeld want to go see a Bills game. That'd be
Th-
cool.
There you
That'd be
go.
cool.
Maybe that's what you
Yeah.
have to have next week is Haley Steinfeld and Taylor Swift up in the booth because now it will be Bills and Chiefs for the fourth time.
They're definitely friends. They definitely are gonna sit
Probably.
in the booth and root against each other. I don't know. That's bad for the press. That's bad for the
Yeah,
press.
bad
Who
for the
knows?
press. Bad for the press. You
Bad
have
for
to
the
have them
press.
talking and looking nice in front of each other. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But on paper, I mean, those games next week, they look good. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
like I said, Bills and Chiefs playing for the fourth time since 2020. I mean, they're basically
Dude,
division rivals. And
so
then,
crazy.
and then, like you said, NFC East matchup between the Eagles and the Commanders, who this season have obviously played against each other twice, had close games come down to the wire, and it's going to
Yeah.
be another fun game, is for sure.
That game I think is going to be really interesting, the Commanders Eagles game, because they know each other so well. You
Yeah.
know, they know each other so well. And then even the Chiefs and Bills too. They know each other so well too.
Hmm.
And I don't know, man. Like I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I would like to see the Bills win.
Hmm.
I just think it looks so bad on a quarterback's career going
Hmm.
0-4 against the guy, like to
Yeah.
start your career in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so rough.
I I think yeah, and me and Taylor were watching Josh Allen get interviewed after he won the other night, and we were just laughing because he had like a mentally weak answer. Like he just looked scared. Like they were like, "Oh, how's it feel to go to Arrowhead again?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get ready right now. We're gonna enjoy tonight, and we look forward to it." Blah blah blah. It's like, nah, man. You lost to this guy 3 times in the postseason. I need you to have a little fire under your ass to understand that if you lose to him again, it's over. You're done.
Yeah.
There's no, there's no coming back from that. 0-4 against somebody in the playoffs, not a great look. I know it's hard to go to Arrowhead. I know it's tough, but the answer he gave, I was just not in love with at all. Not saying he's not going to be prepared,
Yeah.
not saying they're not going to be prepared, but I need a
I
little
think
fire under you.
I think they just know that like I guess like preparation, like playing a team like the Chiefs, like
Hmm.
just like they have so many weapons, you don't know who's gonna pop off like that one day. Like
True.
so even if you prepare all this, like it just really comes down to like ball management, like
Hmm.
and possession of the ball. Like who's gonna have the ball with the last 2 minutes left in the
Hmm.
game? And there is nobody better in all of football than the Chiefs. They just know that they need to be the team that has the ball within that last like 3-4 minute frame,
Hmm.
and they end up doing it every single time.
I know. It's crazy. It's going
Yeah,
to be exciting. Hopefully the games live up to what they look like on paper. What's your
I hope
predictions?
so.
Who wins the 2 games? What's the Super Bowl looking
Um,
like?
I think it's gonna be Eagles Chiefs. I do have the Bills winning the Super Bowl. It's kind of who I would like to see win.
Yes.
Like that was my prediction, but I
Yes,
just
that's
think
right.
right now it's gonna be Chiefs Eagles.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I have Commanders Chiefs,
Really?
honestly. I just think the
Wow.
Commanders are so hot. And I think, like you said, they play him well. And I just don't think anyone can also beat Mahomes and the refs. And
Mahomes in the
I think the Chiefs just win it all. And I'm telling you right now, live on air, if the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again, I will not be attending any Super Bowl party. I'm not seeing them again.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Rude.
It's terrible to watch those games, man.
Rude.
Did you watch any
Rude.
of that Texans Chiefs game? It was terrible. It was so
Yeah, it was
rigged against the
terrible.
Texans,
Yeah.
man. It was so
Yeah.
rigged against them. It's so sad to watch. It's hard to watch. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Wow, you're not gonna come to my house for Super Bowl? It
I don't know.
sucks,
Listen, I know
man.
you're a Chiefs fan. I know you root for him, but I just can't see it year in and year out. It's starting to really take a toll on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I listen, this is what my thing is. I just think that it would be really cool to see a three-peat. Like
Yeah.
I love seeing history. I think that'd
Hmm.
be cool. But then after that, don't fucking do it again. Somebody
Yeah.
else needs to win.
I know. I just
I'll
want to
stop
see.
rooting for them
Listen,
after.
if the New York teams can win it, I want to see a little variety. Three-peat's cool, but I would love to see the Bills, or even if the Ravens were in it, win it. The Eagles.
Hey
I know
man,
you hate the
it
Eagles
would
and
be
Commanders, so
it would be crazy if the Commanders win and then they ended
yeah,
up winning it all. I
that'd
think
be
that would just
nuts.
be like just an insane run from
Yeah,
any team franchise. So if that ends up happening, I will 100% root for the Commanders, even
yeah,
though they're in our division.
yeah.
But I just think that is just a cool story,
It
man. It's
is a
just
cool
a
story to see the turnaround they've had. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
should be good.
let's go football, man.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's an exciting time right now to be a sports fan.
Hmm.
So very excited to see. And I love the Super Bowl. All the crazy stuff that comes out of it.
Oh
The
yeah,
halftime show. It's gonna be Kendrick, which I completely forgot. I just thought
I
about
forgot
that
about
right
that as
now.
well. Yeah,
That's gonna be really cool to see. Who's gonna sing the national anthem? I don't
yeah.
know.
How
Hope Post
long's
Malone does
over
it again.
under? Yeah,
Sing God Bless America last year. That shit was lit.
yeah. True.
Um, yeah, man, I'm just really excited just for this time of year. It's a really fun time of year. You get to see all the cool, trailers. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Locking in for like what Marvel trailer we're gonna see.
Yeah, no,
Um,
exactly, exactly. And I'm just kidding. I love your Super Bowl party. I was just being a sore loser. I
no,
love you.
it's
I love you
okay.
and your family and everything you
No,
offer for me.
no, no, no. I'm just gonna sit here and sulk for the rest of the podcast now. It's fucking
I'm only
bullshit.
kidding. You always have. I always look forward to that as well. You always have a lovely Super Bowl party
Oh, we got a good
at your
spread,
house. Hmm.
have a good time.
Yeah, so should be a good time. I mean, we're right around the corner from it, so it should definitely be good.
Yeah, man. And I'm excited again, like I said, for all the trailers and food and football that we will consume that day.
Yeah, I can't wait. And speaking of trailers,
Yes, that's what I was hoping you were gonna
we
do.
are gonna go into a little bit of a Marvel conversation because the next movie coming out is right on Valentine's Day,
Yes, yes,
which
it
is
is.
Captain America. Get to see
Hell
the
yeah.
new Captain America, Sam Wilson, in his first movie. You know, because he did have the show,
Yeah.
but and now in his first movie, and there's been a bunch of trailers. They had another sneak peek during the national championship the other day as well, and it looks all right. I'm not excited. I'm excited. You know, it's always good to see a Marvel movie, and hopefully it's good.
Yeah. Honestly, I was in the same boat as you. But the last trailer that they kind of put out
Mm-hmm.
really kind of made me excited for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really kind of hyped for it. It was a little clip it that Anthony Mackie said like before the trailer started
Mm-hmm.
was that they're bringing like the like old school like Marvel kind of back to it. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to be a multiverse movie. It's kind of
Good.
just going to be like, very grounded, which I think are some of the best Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, like the original like phase one movies, phase two,
Yeah.
those were like where I think, Marvel really excelled at being really good movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hyped for it. My hype for it has doubled within the last week or so. So I'm hyped for a Captain America movie, honestly.
I think there's been a lot of talk Red Hulk and new Captain America and a lot of talk about who's going to be in the new Avengers for the next
Yeah.
Thanos level threat, if you will. And I think it definitely has a lot on the line to see how the first Marvel project of the year is. I don't know when I'll see
Yep,
it. I'll
definitely.
probably see it closer. When are you going to see it? You're going to see it like right
I'm
opening night?
probably gonna see it opening night. I
Mm.
think Joey and I are gonna see there's like a fan event happening.
Oh, nice.
So I think we're gonna go to that. So we're probably gonna see it on the 13th. Probably not on Valentine's Day, the day before Valentine's Day.
Gotcha. Where's the fan
Um
event? Is it in on Long Island
yeah,
or?
it's they have like a fan event in like the regular Stony Brook Theater I
Oh,
go to.
nice.
So yeah, and I think you get like a keychain for going, something.
Pretty
Yeah, you
cool.
get a keychain and poster. I don't know. I'm a sucker. I'm a big gimmick guy.
Yeah.
Big gimmick guy. So whenever they do something like that, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. And something else we talk about on the show a lot and talking about with this movie, big gimmicks is we sent each other is the popcorn buckets.
Yeah,
And boy, do they really just keep making some crazy popcorn buckets.
I just like think that ever since Dune Part 2 last year,
Yeah.
that popcorn bucket. Ryan Reynolds said it the best. Like 2024 was going to be known for the popcorn bucket, I guess just on haul of all the crazy different ones. I mean, there was the
Yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine ones. There was just so many crazy popcorn buckets last year, and I think they're continuing it into 2025
Yeah.
because some of these ones that I saw are insane. There's
Yeah.
a like Regal is doing an actual Red Hulk popcorn bucket,
Yeah. I'm pulling up
and
the
then
pictures right now.
yeah. So Regal's doing an actual Red Hulk popcorn bucket. AMC, which is the one I want to really get, it's a collapsible bucket that
Hmm.
turns into a shield, or that's already a shield.
Hmm.
That one looks sick.
Yeah.
That one's from AMC. Cinemark I saw also has their own bucket, and it's like the backpack that he wears with the wings. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's insane.
This is the Regal one for all our video
Yeah,
watchers. Yeah, it's crazy because when you look at these, it's like if the popcorn wasn't in the shield, it's like what about this is a popcorn bucket? Like they're getting
yeah.
more and more in depth with these things. Like it's like how is this a popcorn bucket?
Like this is my one
It's
from Deadpool and Wolverine.
yeah, like where would the
How is this a
popcorn go in
popcorn
that?
bucket?
Yeah,
Like like obviously the top comes off, and that's where the popcorn goes.
yeah.
But like, how?
No, I know, and it's so crazy, and I just love it too because like you said, there's so many people who definitely go early just to
Yeah,
get the popcorn bucket. I mean, you don't even have to see the movie. You can just go grab a popcorn bucket, and it's
yeah,
a collector's item right after. And
exactly.
those are cool. I want to try and get my hand on some of those, especially
Yeah,
Red Hulk. That is sick.
that one is sick. I really want the Cap Shield one. There's a couple of different variations
Hmm.
that a couple of different like movie theaters are doing.
Yeah,
Which is just so sick. Like I
yeah,
saw the one that like it's like the lid and like the it comes off, like the shield comes off,
nice.
and it's like the lid to a popcorn bucket. It's like a tin can.
Yeah,
I just think though, like if they're gonna continue to do this, like they're just gonna get like so creative.
Yeah,
with all these like the different marketing aspects of it, because now people are going like you're getting like the nerds that really want to collect shit to
of
go to the
course.
movies multiple times.
Yes.
Like, oh, I didn't even bring this up. Cinemark is or not Regal, not only with that Red Hulk
Mhm.
popcorn bucket, but you also get a Marvel Rivals skin that comes with it if you go. It's
No
a free
way.
skin. So if
Wow,
you go
what a
see the
nice little
movie,
collab.
yeah, if you go see it opening weekend, Marvel Rivals, the video game, you get a free skin. They haven't announced what the skin is going to be yet,
Yeah,
but it's going to be like a random skin. Everybody's assuming it's probably going to be like Red Hulk,
probably.
but that would be like insane.
Dude, that's so cool. I would love
Yeah.
to do that. I gotta play that again, but I don't know why. Obviously, the Red Hulk one is so cool. I wouldn't change anything about it. But remember those as a kid, those big green Hulk hands you used to have?
Yes.
Yo, imagine we made a
Yes.
popcorn bucket out of that where you could just hold it, and then inside was, and it was the Red Hulk hands, and then you
Get
have
this
the
man
popcorn
in the
inside.
marketing booth. Get
Dude,
this man in the marketing booth.
that would have been
Get
so
this man
crazy.
in the marketing booth.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
or like or you hold your soda with it.
Or soda, either one. I think that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Like you're drinking like
Yeah, I
mid
think
episode and you got like a Hulk like smashing hand on.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I think, yeah, it's so funny to see how far we've come with these popcorn buckets and especially sodas and stuff. Because I remember I have a picture when me and my dad saw one of the newer Star Wars, like of the newest trilogy,
Yeah.
and we got a big popcorn bucket, and it was just cool. It had like fighting scenes from the Star Wars on the outside, nothing crazy, and it said like the movie
Yeah.
name. I think it was like half of Luke's head, half Kylo Ren. Like it might have been the movie poster on the outside, and then
Yeah.
he got a soda, and the lid was a huge C-3PO head. And I
That's
thought
sick.
that was the coolest thing. And now
That's
we
sick.
have Red Hulk and we have Cap Shield and we got Deadpool heads and stuff and Dune
Yeah.
2 and all that stuff. And actually, now that you mentioned the Dune 2 bucket, you see they asked Timothy Chalamet about the Dune 2 bucket?
Did they really? I didn't see him
They asked him
see
about it.
them
You
ask
see
him.
what his answer was?
No.
He says he keeps his under his bed.
What a fabulous answer. He knew what he was doing.
Unbelievable answer.
He knew what he was doing.
I saw a couple tweets of it, so I don't think it was fake. Even if it's fake, that's unbelievable.
And honestly, just such a great answer. Guy
Perfect.
knows what the people want to hear.
Yeah, he absolutely knows what they want to hear. He knows all the jokes. He's definitely following all the talk on social
The
media. So,
craziest thing about Timothy Chalamet was they actually had a Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest like in Miami,
oh, I've
and
seen some of those.
he showed up.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, those lookalike contests are crazy.
They're so funny. And he
Yeah,
lost. He didn't even win.
that I know.
He showed up to the lookalike contest and lost
I
his
know.
own lookalike contest.
I've seen some for like Jason Kelsey and other people, and like some of
Yeah.
them they look good, but other people just wanted to get out of the house because I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
not a lookalike contest. But
No, so funny, man. So funny.
I
But
know.
yeah, I'm again super excited for the popcorn bucket. Super excited for Brave New World. I
Mhm.
just, end all be all. I don't care what it sets up. I
Yep.
just hope I go out of that movie and I'm like, yo, like that was a solid watch. I don't want it to set up really anything. It's going to obviously because
Yep.
they got a lot of like things they need to set up before
Yep.
Doomsday because that movie is actually supposed to start rolling filming like 2 months from now, like in
Wow.
April, like March,
Wow.
April. Yeah. So
Didn't even
like
realize that.
yeah, so that movie's gonna start filming, so we're probably gonna hear some more stuff in the coming months about that.
Wow.
And next thing you know, like this time next year, we'll probably already have like two or three trailers
Wow.
already seen for Avengers Doomsday, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy to think how close we are to 2026. It feels like
Yeah,
Kevin Feige was just announcing the timeline, and that felt so far away. And now
so
that you're
far
saying they're
away.
about to start filming, God, time is flying. That's scary.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Wow,
insane.
that's nuts.
But
That's nuts.
we we will see, man. I'm super stoked. Um, but Tyler, we're almost heading to the end of our podcast now,
Yep,
and we got a lovely game, Tyler.
we
We got a
do.
lovely game. As always, start bench cut is one of our favorite things to do on the podcast.
Hmm.
So how about we kind of go one for one?
Sure.
I'll start off first.
Okay.
Kind of has something to do with what we just talked about, not Marvel, but a little football action I got for you. I
Okay.
got three quarterbacks here for you. Start bench cut.
Nice.
Josh Allen, Lamar, or Patrick Mahomes. Who
Oh,
you starting? Who you benching? Who you cutting?
Jesus. Oh boy. This is a tough one because obviously they're all talented, and you can make the argument that those are maybe a Joe Burrow, but those four are just like in their own tier of superior
Yeah.
quarterbacks in the league. Um, and it's tough to say, but if I had to think of who I'm forming a team around, I think I would have to cut Lamar. I think I would have to
Yeah.
cut, which is tough because he's a two-time MVP, about to
Yeah.
potentially be a three-time MVP. But I
Yeah.
think sometimes in the big games and, we kind of saw in the playoffs, he kind of crumbles a little bit. He had a couple key turnovers in the Bills
Yeah.
games, in big games against, Steelers, Bengals years past. He falters a little bit. Even last year against the Chiefs, I know they had a good defense. He faltered. The lights
Yeah.
get a little too bright for him. So I'm going to cut him right away. Um, and on the bench, I'm gonna have Josh Allen. Josh Allen is also very
Wow.
talented. I know he can do it all. He can rush the ball. He can throw it. Obviously, great. But again, he just hasn't gotten over that Patrick Mahomes hump yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard not to start him. But I mean, the talent is unquestioned. Patrick Mahomes is the best
Yeah.
quarterback we probably will see in our lives,
In our lives,
arguably,
bro. Arguably.
arguably, talent wise. And, he is just unbelievable. He always gets it done as much as, I may disagree with some of the calls and hate him. I will not argue that the guy has so much talent. And,
He's got so much talent.
it,
It's
it's crazy
ridiculous.
to watch him, and it's fun to watch him at the end of the day. So, yeah, so that's what I do. I'd start Mahomes, bench Allen, and cut Lamar.
Yeah, man. That's you can't go wrong with any of the answers there. I think you can put those three in different variations and you still get a good answer. So,
Yeah.
but I think that's the same route I would go, to be honest.
Definitely, yeah. And for my start bench cut, sticking in the sports realm, something we didn't talk
Ah.
about on this episode. But quick shout out to the guys who just got announced into the Hall of Fame for baseball yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Ichiro, CC, and Billy Wagner, three deserving
Yes.
guys. So happy to see that. So I wanted to put a few guys who are Mets and future Mets Hall of Famers within the Mets Hall
Oh,
of Fame itself. And I want you to start bench cut Tom Seaver, Mike Piazza, and David Wright.
that's really tough,
I
man. That
know,
is so tough.
I know.
Ah. All right. So right off the bat, gonna get some hate. Um, but I am going to cut Tom Seaver
Yeah, I saw
right
that
off the
coming.
bat.
Mhm.
Personally, he was just one of those players I didn't get to see. So sadly, as much as he did, you know, amazing for the franchise, I just personally didn't get to see him watch a
Yeah,
lot. Second person I'm going to bench is going to be Mike Piazza. Again, got to see him play a little bit more. I have a little bit more, I guess, but he wasn't like my guy. He wasn't like
yeah.
my Met,
Hmm.
And then I got to start David Wright because that's my Met. Like he's the guy who I grew up watching.
Yep,
Literally, we watched him retire together. His last
yep,
game played.
yes.
Um, I think he should be getting some more like actual Hall of Fame voting than he has been.
I know,
I think it's kind of like sad to see he's only getting like 8%.
I know.
Um, I wouldn't maybe say he's an all-time Hall of Famer, but he's definitely got really good numbers and he deserves to be in a little bit better contention.
Yeah,
But
I
that would
know.
be my three. I would start David Wright, I would bench um Mike Piazza, and then I would cut Tom Seaver.
Yeah,
Sadly enough.
no,
Someone's gotta go.
yeah, no, I think it was a great list as well. I mean, I probably only would have flip flopped Mike Piazza and David Wright personally, but that's just
Yeah.
because I like Piazza because he was a catcher more. But I
Yep.
didn't
Yep.
watch him as much. Seaver, I would cut. I'm sure our dads would both be pretty upset
Yeah, they'd be
with that
wanting to kill us.
because
Yeah.
yeah, they would want to kill us
Yeah.
because obviously, like you said, how much he did for the franchise. But we didn't watch him, so we
Yeah.
don't really know. We're not
Sorry.
taking anything away from him, but
Sorry, not
great guy.
sorry.
Exactly. So,
All right. My next two I got for you, Tyler, are pretty
mhm.
bangers. They're
Okay,
bangers.
let's hear
Um, sorry, Taylor, in advance for putting Tyler in this situation.
it.
Um, but the first one I'm going to go with is somebody who we talked about on the podcast already today. So start bench cut, Taylor Swift, Sydney Sweeney, and Sabrina Carpenter. Three very prevalent women right now in the world. And I'm very excited to see how you answer, Tyler.
Yeah, toughie. Another toughie here where you can go different ways, different routes. You got your personal opinions.
A lot of personality.
Yeah,
A lot
a
of
lot of
personality.
personality. They all have a lot of talent for sure. Um, I will have to cut Sabrina Carpenter
Ah, my
right off
girl.
the bat, which I know
My
we talked
girl.
about this on a previous episode when we had our guests on, Matt LaRocca. But I think she's overrated
Wow.
a little
Wow.
bit. So very talented, but like I've always said, I remember her acting on a Girl Meets World, and I just thought that
Yes.
show was cringy, and I don't think I'll
Yes.
ever be able to erase that from my head.
That's so
Um,
so fair.
so
So
I
fair.
gotta cut her, and then I'll probably bench Sydney Sweeney. Uh,
Wow. You're
Probably,
starting Taylor.
and I'm gonna start Taylor. Listen, man, she's got some great music. I know a lot
Wow.
of NFL fans and a lot of guys hate her because they show her so much, but that's not her fault. She's very talented. The tour she just put on was insane. She's got such great music, so many great albums. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer for me to start her.
Wow.
So,
I think that was a good politically correct answer as well.
yeah,
So good job out there. Good job.
thanks, buddy. Put me in a hole. Uh, So the next one I have for you has a little bit
Oh.
about, I thought about how cold it is outside. So I have three different types of weather to see which one
Oh,
do you like the best.
nice.
Little out of left field. So the first type of weather I have is cold, and when I say cold, I mean 32 degrees or colder. It's frigid.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I have hot. I got 95 degrees or hotter. So
That's
we're
also really
We're
rough.
steaming. We're hot.
That's also really rough.
Or then I just have cool, like a nice spring air or fall air, and like 60, 65 degrees, something like that.
All right. I'm gonna immediately cut cold. Like I'm caught in cold
Wow.
because
Okay.
that
Yeah.
shit it sucks.
Yeah.
When it's like when it's anything under like 30 and windy and
Yep.
like the feeling temp is like -2,
Yeah.
like any negative degree feeling,
Yeah.
that shit sucks.
Yeah.
So cutting that.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna, immediately go to my bench and it's gonna be the 95-degree weather. As much as I love me some hot weather,
Yeah.
it's just too hot sometimes at that point.
Hmm.
So like you don't always want it all the time. You want it to come off the bench and be there when you need it,
Sure.
But you don't want it starting all the time. No.
Yeah.
But cool weather, 65 degrees, that's probably the
That's
most
picture
perfect
perfect. Oh yeah.
picture perfect weather.
Oh yeah.
Think about it going to a baseball game, just sitting down, not being able to you know, be too hot, be too cold.
Hmm.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah. You're right.
So
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with that.
I'd have to agree.
So yeah, I think that's a pretty good order. Pretty
Yeah. I
good
think so
order.
too. I agree. I agree. I agree with it. One, two, three.
My last one for you, Tyler, um, is honestly a different direction than I was going to go, but I think I like this one a little bit better.
Okay.
Um, so this has to do completely with nothing that we've talked about.
Okay.
But um, think about it like this. You get a Happy Meal or you get a meal from fast food. You get a
Okay.
burger, fries, and a soda or entree, whatever it is.
Sure.
All right, start, bench, cut,
Oh boy.
th those three there. It's all essential to the meal.
Hmm.
But what do you think is the highlight of the meal?
Oh boy. Let me hear.
Say from Chick-fil-A. Say you get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, you get Chick-fil-A fries, and you
Yeah.
get you get a drink. You either get a soda or you get a Sunjoy.
Yeah. So so I have to start bench
Start,
cut
bench, cut.
like
Yeah.
the three of those. Like you're saying, like a
Yeah.
burger, a side, and then like a drink, basically.
Yes. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I think I'll probably cut the drink,
Wow.
honestly, right off the
Wow.
bat.
Damn, now you got nothing to wash it down. You're
I
fucked.
know,
You're fucked.
which is tough because They do have some great just cherry Cokes at Wendy's or
That's what I'm
Sprites at
saying.
McDonald's and stuff like that.
That's what
But
I'm saying. Like
I
a McDonald's Sprite,
a
like might
McDonald's
be the main
Sprite
entree there.
is the greatest thing. I could probably
Yeah,
consume that for the rest of my life and be fine.
yeah.
There's nothing like a McDonald's Sprite.
Oh, next thing we're doing is like if we the next thing we're gonna do on the podcast is to pick what drinks we would have on our fingertips if we could like dispense them.
Two of them a McDonald's Sprite. Uh, yeah, so I'd probably go drink last, and then I'll have to probably bench decide whether it's fries and nuggets. Um,
That's
because
fair.
those are
That's
good.
fair.
But obviously, the entree itself is the most filling and the most delicious. So whether it be a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich or a double stack from Wendy's or, anything, I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So I think I'm going to go with starting that.
Yeah, yeah. I think you can't go wrong there. But
Yeah.
some people may say, cutting the soda might be crazy.
It
Crazy.
might be. I know people might bench that and then just get rid of the side because a soda and an entree really can't be like a burger and a soda. But
Yeah. No,
I could,
I like your picks though. I like your
yeah,
picks.
just me personally. Me personally. And this last one I have is, holidays we have celebrated and drank together on itself, but it's just like the
Ah,
biggest drinking holidays.
okay.
And
Okay.
which ones you like the most? So I have Thanksgiving Eve, I have New Year's Eve, and then I just have St. Patrick's Day weekend. Whichever day you feel you drink the most on that weekend, or just the weekend as a whole. Which holidays you think
Thanksgiving.
are the best and the most fun you celebrate?
Um, yeah. I think if you had asked me last year, I would have had a different answer.
Hmm.
But I think I'm going to cut Thanksgiving Eve.
Whoa, I'm
Yeah,
shocked.
sadly. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm a big Thanksgiving Eve
you
guy.
are. I know. That's why I'm shocked to see that go so quick.
Um, I'm going to bench St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I think I'm gonna bench New Year's Eve and I'm gonna start St. Patrick's Day. That's what I was
Sure.
stuck between.
Yeah.
I think St. Patrick's Day is just like again, perfect weather. Like
Hmm.
March usually, like it's like the beginning of March. It's usually not too cold.
Yep.
It's not too hot. You can still wear like long sleeves if you want, but you're
Yep.
not gonna be freezing. You don't need a jacket to the bar.
Yep.
Um, and like where New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, it's cold. Like if you're
Yeah.
going out to the bar, you need to layer up.
Yeah.
But St. Patrick's Day is like great. They got the parades.
Hmm.
Something about, a green bagel,
Yeah.
you
True.
know,
We have talked about that
we've
highly.
talked about this.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta go. I think I gotta start St. Patrick's Day. Bench New Year's Eve because you're happy it's there. It's a new
Yes.
year.
Yep.
Um, and yes, sadly, Thanksgiving Eve. I'm sorry, he's got to get the cut, got to get the boot.
Yeah. I think, like you were kind of alluding to, if you asked Lessings us 5 years ago when we had to work every New Year's
Yeah,
Eve, we probably benched New Year's Eve because we never got to celebrate or drink
yeah,
on it. But now we're a little older, we can get some time off. And Thanksgiving Eve, we're getting a little too old for that. So those kind of flip flop,
yeah. It's kind of flip-flopping. Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah,
Damn,
I
so
think it's a
sad,
great list as
so
well.
sad.
And I cannot wait for the next holiday out of these three will be St. Patrick's Day weekend. So
Yeah, that is crazy. It's up next.
up
It's up
next,
next.
cannot wait. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, as it gets
She's
closer.
on she's on deck.
Yeah, she is. But
She's on deck.
listen, that's all the stuff we had for this podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed another lovely episode and all the stuff we
The
talked
two-man
about.
pod.
The two-man podcast, and we'll be back again with another episode in 2 weeks. But thanks again for all the support, guys.
Yep. Keep listening out there, Frankfurt. We love you.
We
Shout out.
love you.
Shout out.
Shout out everyone else. Bye.
Peace. Peace, mother.